Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Captain Cliff, here to talk to you about student success initiatives and high impact practices at NWTC. You will notice on your screen we have two images, one called Dream, Learn It, Live It, and the second called Achieving the Dream, a Leader College. We will talk to you a little bit about both of those programs and what they mean here to students at NWTC as well as faculty and staff. We at NWTC have some student success statements that we have adopted as part of the DREAM network. The first statement: all learners are going to achieve comparable outcomes leading to some sort of a credential. So we want to make sure that our students are successful by obtaining some credential before they leave Northeast Wisconsin Technical College. This is going to happen or occur regardless of the level of preparedness or initial aspiration. So they're going to achieve those credentials regardless of what kind of background they come from, how prepared they are for college, or whether or not they're inspired to complete those degrees. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make sure that it happens in a time-efficient manner. We want to get them here, we want to get them to be successful, and we want to get them out to the workforce in a time-efficient manner so that they can become productive members of their communities, as well as leading a better, healthier life for their families. This is going to result in an overall percentage increase in the credentials granted by NWTC. So by doing all three of those tasks up above, we're going to increase the percentage of credentials that are earned by all of our students. Now, quite lofty goals if you read them initially and think of, well, how might I play a role in making sure that students are successful in earning these credentials? And in order to help us understand that, we need to recognize that NWTC is part of the DREAM, Achieving the Dream network. In the spring of 2010, NWTC became a part of this DREAM initiative, Achieving the Dream. It's a movement for student success in higher education that focuses really on community college students and having a better chance of realizing the economic opportunity that they have by coming to a two-year community tech college or community college and helping them achieve their dreams, whatever their dreams may be. It is an evidence-based, student-centered program that's built on the values of equity and excellence. It's going to embrace continuous improvement, foster creativity and innovation, and operate with transparency and respect. So no matter what background students come from, no matter who they are, no matter what their previous educational experience is, we're going to provide them an opportunity to be successful here at NWTC. We're going to put programs in place, interventions in place to help them be successful, and we're going to foster that creativity and innovation that they bring to the college. A while ago, NWTC made some of their practices not so much mandatory. Orientation and testing was not really mandatory long ago. We told students that it would be beneficial for them to do it, and it would help us place them in the right courses and they become familiar with the campus. This welcome week idea and at-risk advising was maybe a little bit mandatory, but not so much long ago. But now you can see over here in the right-hand column, all of these things are mandatory. Orientation, testing and replacement, welcome week, at-risk advising, starfish, a success course, they are all going to be mandatory as they are very well-known high-impact practices as part of that DREAM network. And because we are putting a lot of these things in place along with some of our other interventions, in the spring of 2015, NWTC was awarded the Leader College status from the Achieving the Dream Network, really highlighting that we take student success initiatives on the forefront and are doing all that we can to help students be successful here at NWTC. What are some of those programs and what do they look like? How do we get that leader college recognition? Well, we actually require all of our students to take the AccuPlacer so that we understand and know where to place them in math and reading and writing and help them be successful on that path. So we have some AccuPlacer prep courses, Pathways and Pathways 2.0, that help developmental skills for students to get them ready to take the AccuPlacer and then place them in correct courses. We also have a mandatory college and program orientation. So all students are expected to attend the college-wide orientation to introduce them to the commons, the library, some of the resources that we have available to students here on campus, from career development to student support services to academic advising and all of that. We also have very specific program orientations so that students can meet their program advisors, they can meet their program instructors, they can learn about all the rules and regulations of their program, as well as maybe the supplies that they might need. We also have instituted mandatory dream advising. This dream advising really helps students understand what courses they need to take in what order so that they can really be successful at a much quicker rate and that they're not hopping all around from program to program or from course to course. So we have that mandatory dream advising. We also have pathways to adaptive learning. And by that, we have these bridge programs or we have these pathways that show students how they can earn partial degrees or earn the basic degree and bridge that up to the next degree and maybe bridge that up to another degree. We also have mandatory welcome week, that first week of classes, so that students become engaged in the culture and atmosphere here on the campus. We want to make sure that this atmosphere really feels like a college atmosphere for students and that it's very welcoming to them and they understand how fun it can be to learn at NWTC. We also have academic coaching and supplemental instruction here on campus. Academic coaching occurs when students are falling behind in coursework or just need some extra assistance. Therefore, we give them some of that supplemental instruction. And finally, we also have a mandatory success course called College 101. All students, all program students must take College 101 as part of their degree completion. And it really focuses on helping them understand the wise choice process, that they're in control of their future and all the choices that they get to make. And by being in charge of those decisions, we want them to be creators of their future rather than victims of their circumstance. So we talk a lot about victim and creator language, personal accountability, time management, resources, all that kind of information. We also have a program called Starfish here on campus that really initiates some discussion with our students and faculty. We have an early alert system that's called Starfish that allows instructors and staff members and academic advisors to really have this interaction with students and let them know how they're doing in class. It's that early alert. It triggers some information. It begins at the instructor level, where the instructor is going to be either raising flags of concern or giving kudos. We have a very specific 1 to 1.5 hour training on Starfish on how it's used and how it's implemented, but is really used as a secondary means to communicate with students to let them know how they're doing in a class. We don't want this to replace that face-to-face personal relationship with faculty and students. But it also, what it's really done for us as a college is increase the communication and support across all different departments. So that if I'm a student that seems to be struggling in a couple of classes, by my teachers raising these flags of concern, my academic advisor becomes aware that I've got these flags. Maybe a guidance counselor here on campus becomes aware. Maybe student support services becomes aware, or accommodations. It just depends on which flags are triggered and who's communicated that I might need some extra support and help. So it's really helped us to increase that communication and support to students across the campus. We also have a few additional high impact practices that are recognized nationally. First, we are an institution that builds a culture of equity and inclusion. You've probably heard our saying before that start here, go anywhere for students, that we really want them to feel like they can come here with any background, any history, and that will take them to get wherever they want to be, wherever their dreams and destination is. We have a lot of faculty engagement with students. We have a lot of different clubs and organizations, a lot of service learning projects, but our faculty become very engaged with our students. We also have an extensive onboarding program for our faculty and staff. Many of you are part of NEO with Nicole, or you're part of part-time faculty onboarding with Cliff. And we go through a very extensive onboarding program to make sure that you understand the culture and atmosphere of NWTC as well. And finally, for our students, we have some financial literacy coaches here on campus that really help them understand what financial aid is all about, how to manage their money a little bit better maybe than they have in past, and just to make sure that they have this literacy about finances and how to build a better future moving forward. So all of these programs helped us again to earn that Achieving the Dream Leader College status in spring of 2015. And if you have any questions about any of those programs or any of the other questions that you might have popped up while watching this video, I encourage you to reach out to Nicole or Cliff and ask those questions. Don't forget to take the Blackboard assessment after watching this video to unlock the next video. Thank you much for your time and have a wonderful day. Place it.